Take her car. How can I get?
What's wrong with it? Huh? You're supposed to.
No, I peed in it.
Yeah, okay, it just went to the other side.
No, it went. I didn't move it. It went to the other side.
Well, just do that.
That's weird.
Oh, God. Oh, this child is still learning his private parts. It's so funny. It is so funny. It is hilarious. Hey, guys. Hey. Hey, guys. Hey. So I'm so proud of myself. I am super, super on time, guys. Like, super, super on time. I got my life together on time, okay? I am doing so much better with getting on time. So I am super pumped. I'm really excited to be talking to you guys today. As you know, it's Friday. On Fridays, we try our best to do a live. For my individuals who first time catching a live, welcome. I'm happy to have you guys here with me. On top of that, guys, we had a couple of lives earlier this week, but this live is really like a Q&A. Like, ask whatever you want to ask, any questions that you may have, anything like this. This is the opportunity for you to ask whatever you want to ask pertaining to herpes simplex virus. If you have any concerns, if you have a situation, whatever, you have the opportunity to want to share that information. Before, as everybody's gearing up to write what they want to write, which you can ask whatever you want to ask, I want you to know this is a safe place. You can ask whatever you want to ask. You have the ability to know that you have support here, that many people who get on here have the virus as well. So you won't feel, less than or feeling like somebody's going to attack you. I create a healthy space. You can always post the question, and after you post the question, I answer. You can delete it if you want to. You have the ability to delete whatever you post on here, so don't think you can't. You can. I will not say any names. I will kind of just read the question out and answer that question for you, so you don't have to worry about that. This video will be posted, and I won't be taking this video down, so I will read the question out and answer your question accordingly. But you don't have to worry about me saying whatever your username is or whatever of that nature. So as everybody gear up to write what they want to write, I do want to talk about everything that is going on in August. As y'all know, it is the beginning of August. I love this month because, number one, it is about to start like cooling down. It ain't gonna be as hot, but kids go back to school and it's new beginnings. Like, everything's new. Everybody's kind of like, okay, summer is over. We're kind of gearing ourselves up for the end of the year. So I feel like the end of the month is like, August is a great month, and it's the 8th month. And as anybody know about numbers, 8 is new beginnings. So I'm really excited about it. So if you have any goals that you want to accomplish this month, I strongly suggest you sit down today, write those goals out, and an action plan behind that goal of how you're going to accomplish that goal, what resources you need to accomplish that goal, what financial investments you need to make for that goal, and get it done. Just know that you're going to have some adversity in the midst of it, but you're able to do it, and also have a great support system to keep you. Okay, that was my sister, y'all. To keep you, your mind set to get that goal get that goal met. I wrote out kind of some things that I want to accomplish this month, which I'm super excited about. It kind of geared myself up to do last month. I already kind of set my, got my stuff in order. So it is in the works of getting these things done. And my whole biggest thing is try to get it done as quick as possible. Don't feel, I got to wait to the end of the month to get the goal met. No, if you can do it this week, do it. If you can do it in a day, do it. Long as the goal get met before the end of the month is good. But do not procrastinate. Get the darn goal done. The quicker you get it done, the better you feel. So, in the midst of that, I do want to let you guys know, don't procrastinate of getting your tickets for the Overcoming Gathering Conference. Hey, sweetie. Do not procrastinate. Like, if you are in the Houston area or if you're in the New York area, it is very, very vital that you get your tickets. I'm going to tell you, it's only 50 tickets for each city, and both city tickets are starting to go down. So, ticket availability is about to go down. So, I really do not want you to miss your opportunity of getting your ticket. So, on Friday, as y'all know, I come in and I have one-on-ones with certain individuals for 30 minutes at a private office, and then on Saturday I have the private meet and greet, which I call it like a overcomer kickback, where we're gonna really talk and like eat and dance and just play games and all this stuff like that. Really just laid back, where we get to know each other, build connections, and also just support each other with something that all of us have in common. So if you want to take advantage of both of those, it's $65. If you just want to do the kickback, the Overcoming Gathering kickback, then it's just $25. So make sure you get your tickets for that, and that information you can go over and you can find that on my website, www.stdlifecoach.com, and it's right there at the top, the event section, and you can go there and grab your ticket. So I really want you guys to take advantage, because I want to hug y'all. I want to meet y'all. It is available for men as well. So men, if you want to come out, you can have that opportunity too. So I don't want you to feel like, oh, it's only for women. No, if you feel like I have impacted you or helped you, or you want to meet people in your area, this is a great opportunity for you to come out for that as well. So don't feel like weird thinking it's just for women, because it's not, even though I serve women. It also for my men who have reached out to me and talked to me or felt like they've been encouraged by me. So if anybody have any questions, you can start gearing up, and welcome to everybody's here. Welcome, welcome. If any newcomers, please let me know if you're new. This is the first time you got to get on a live, or you haven't been on a live in a long time. Let me know. But like I was saying earlier, I'm trying my best to stick to the consistency of getting on here on Fridays and talking to you guys, or getting on and doing a little bit more lives, because I know you guys truly enjoy lives. On top of that, guys, y'all know I have the Overcoming series, Outbreak series starting. Tell me how y'all feel about the video I just did. I talked about what it looks like. Tell me what you think about that, the symptoms. Tell me what you think about that. I want to know if anybody watched the Disclosing series. What do you feel about that? Or any topics that y'all want me to talk about. Please put those in the comment section, and literally, y'all know me, I will do a video. I don't care, the video is 5 minutes. I'm going to do the video, because if you're thinking that, best believe somebody else is thinking that, and I would love to share it, so somebody else can have that information that you probably kind of like been trying to figure out the answer for. So you have your opportunity to, hey, put your question kind of like viral to a certain extent, but also you're able to assist others as you assisted yourself. So if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, or you feel like, oh, Belize, you did this video, but I kind of want you to redo it, or you want me to focus more on something, come on, I'm willing to do it. I have no problem with doing it at all. As y'all know, the educational videos, which are pre-recorded, or on Thursdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays, that you get those 2 videos, and then lives are for sure going to try to be on Fridays all the time. And sometimes I come in between the week to kind of just pop up and say, hey, I'm here. Let's talk, type thing. So you can take advantage of that. So anybody get any questions, you can ask whatever you want. Questions, guys, questions. I'm sorry, I'm looking at something on my computer. Questions. Anybody have questions? Questions, don't be shy. Questions, don't be shy. You got it? Y'all don't have to be shy in these lives, y'all. Come on now, YouTube family. Y'all used to be like live. Y'all been getting quiet on me. Y'all been getting real quiet on me. Someone call y'all out. No, it does not. Does this affect fertility? It does not. It's no clear documentation that it does. I did a video on that. Do herpes cause miscarriages? I know many ladies who end up finding out they had this virus, and then they end up having a miscarriage. There's no documentation that it does. I don't look at research documentation. I don't look at research. I don't read it, through it, skimmed it. But it was no definite that it caused it. I'm going to tell you guys, if it did, it's okay, sweetie. If it did, just know they would have told us. Just the same way like gonorrhea, chlamydia, they let us know that it causes problems with it can cause fertility. Blah. It can affect fertility if it's not treated. So I want you guys to know, if that was an issue, you would have known. As much as we don't know a lot about herpes, but what we do know about herpes, that was just basically based off research, which they have, did their research on and has seen something that's very common. They would have told us. And I will tell you guys now, please do not take gonorrhea and chlamydia, syphilis, any of that stuff for granted. Like, just because it's curable doesn't mean it's not dangerous. And y'all don't understand. A lot of people are like, well, I'm tripping because I got an incurable disease. I'm going to tell you something. Herpes don't affect people as much as gonorrhea and chlamydia do. Like, literally, it can cause you not to have kids. It can cause other, like, life-threatening conditions for you, especially if it, it's laying there dormant for so, well, I won't say dormant, but undetectable for so long. It can cause you serious issues. Number one, it's because it's a bacteria. Bacteria ain't nothing to play with, okay? As much as we think, oh, bacteria is no joke. No, bacteria is killing folks, okay? Like, literally. So, really don't take incurable STDs or STIs for, like, as a joke. I know people who get gonorrhea, chlamydia all the time, or you may know it, or you don't had it multiple times. Please, guys, it's very important, if you have any type of discharge, any type of odor, any type of itching, anything that is not your norm, to get tested. Because just because you don't see anything right away doesn't mean it wasn't there for a long time and caused you some issues down the line. So, ladies, please be careful with that, because at the end of the day, when it's time for you to want to have kids, you just never know. That could be the reason why you can't have kids, or that may be the reason why it seems like you can't hold a kid, or you're having miscarriages. So it's not really a way to prove what caused a miscarriage for many people. It can be various things, only if you have a really good relationship with your OB and they've been knowing, and you are very transparent with them and letting them know what's going on. But it's really kind of hard to kind of pinpoint what caused that miscarriage. Okay. So I must have missed it. I'll go back and check it out. No problem. How do you tell yeast infection from an outbreak? A yeast infection is different. A yeast infection, let me say. So the thing about it, this is how you really know the difference with a yeast infection. A yeast infection is a fishy smell, and the discharge is clunky and white. So it's like old people used to say cottage cheese. Like, it's really clunky. With us, every woman don't have discharge with an outbreak. Some do, some don't. For us, we end up getting itching, burning, which you can do the same thing with a yeast infection. But every woman don't have discharge, and our discharge is not clunky with an outbreak. It's kind of like, it's in between. Like, you can't. It's like it got clumps to it, but it's also a little like slimy too. And the odor is not an odor that you can kind of put a word to. It just stink. Like, it just stink, and you know something's going on. But that's how you really know a yeast infection from an outbreak, is because, number one, the discharge is clunky and it's fishy. That's the difference, truthfully. That's the main thing with yeast infection. It's fishy and it's clunky discharge. For us, we can have so many different symptoms for a genital outbreak: itching, burning, any type of sores, cuts, bumps, all those things, pain in your legs. Some people got swollen lymph nodes, headaches, all of those other things. You have other symptoms that are very clear that it's different from a yeast infection. Yeast infection, you don't get any pain in your legs. A yeast infection, you don't get swollen lymph nodes. You don't get any of that with a yeast infection. You just have the symptoms of the smell and the discharge and itching and burning, and sometimes swelling. Very much irritated. So it's a good question. Really good question. Okay, does it cause pelvic inflammatory disease? No. Nope. That's a good question too. Pelvic inflammatory disease is really caused by many things. Some STDs can cause it too. I think gonorrhea, chlamydia can cause it. But don't quote me on it, but I believe so. But it's also really big for us when we are on our menstrual cycle and you're using pads and tampons and you leave them on too long. So it's very important, ladies, to make sure you're changing yourself as much as possible. I know you're thinking like, Belize, this is stuff you should know. I understand this is stuff you should know, but when you get caught up in the moment, sometimes you're not thinking about it. So ladies, it's very important that you change often, especially if you have a heavy flow. If you have a heavy flow, ladies, it's very vital to change. Do not leave a tampon in for more than 2 hours, y'all. No more than 2 hours. You cannot do that. You cannot do that at all. For my individuals who are not quite sure how to use tampons, I tell you, you need to put a tampon in correctly. Or if a tampon hurt when you put it on, it's wrong. Okay, it should not hurt. I'm going to say this again. If you put a tampon in and it hurts, you have it in wrong. So ladies, it's very important to pull the paper out and pay attention to what the paper say. It's very important to squat. Like if you want to insert, it's better to squat. Like sitting down and squat and insert, or put your leg up and put insert. Okay, I gotta give y'all like it's better to do that way. Sitting on the toilet and inserting, it makes it very hard to do, especially if it's not a plastic like insert. If it's like cardboard or anything like that, or you know your vagina is kind of like dry to a certain extent, especially on your period. Sometimes it can cause dryness for some women. So if it's not like that, it can be really hard to get in. And I'm telling you, if it's hard to get it in there, don't force it in. It's just letting you know that you're not at an angle to properly put it in. Okay, so just make sure you change every 2 hours though. If you have a heavy flow, I say every hour. Check yourself. Okay. Greetings, Belize. I'm trying to get access to your Amazon store, but it just seemed to pull it up. Okay, so if you want to do my Amazon store, it's bit/Belize Spivey, all lowercase. bit.ly/Belize Spivey, BELIZESPIVEY. So you can go to my store there. Okay, so where we are. Hold on, y'all. How can you tell the difference between boils and outbreaks on your... I just did a video on that. Boils don't look like outbreaks. I'm going to tell you that. Like, boils are super damn painful. They 10 times painful more than an outbreak. And they're typically under the arms or on the, like... And you said pelvis. Like, we don't have outbreaks up here. Like... That's not a popular place that you're going to have an outbreak. Now, it could be in your pubic area, but here is not a popular place. Most boils are under the arms. Most boils can be like right here in this area, or if they're on the buttocks, like it can be in the middle of your butt or on your butt or stuff like that. Sometimes boils can be on your legs, just depends. But it causes like it's very, very inflamed around it. So it's very, very tender. It's very, very reddish color. It don't matter how dark you are or how light it's going to be really, really inflamed around it, and it get fluid filled, very much fluid filled. But yeah, check my video about that, because I went into detail about that because somebody else asked me the same thing. It is absolutely not the same thing. But that's a really, really good question. That is such a good question. So I'm so happy you asked. What are some good supplements to take for an outbreak other than antivirals? I don't want to take them. They make me feel weird. Okay, great. I'm so happy you talked about that. So the good things that you can take, you can do lysine. Do olive lysine. You can do oregano oil. You can do black seed oil. And the black seed oil don't have to be an oil. It can be a pill. Okay. It could be a pill form. The oil is disgusting. I'm going to tell you that now. It don't taste good in no shape or form. But you can do pills. All three of those are pills. Okay. All three of those are pills. So you can try all of those. Other things that you can do is olive leaf extract, which I'm going to say this, FDA is not FDA. None of these supplements are FDA approved. Okay. But the olive leaf oil based off of a holistic medicine, they're stating that olive leaf extract can assist with shedding. So you can do that if you're in a relationship and you want to assist with reducing shedding. Like I tell people, it don't stop. None of this medicine, it don't stop anything. It reduces. Now, some people, it may get to a point where it reduces it to a point where they're not having it at all, but it's not going to keep it at bay at all, because if you trigger it, it can come back. So I don't want us to look at this medicine like, well, it's going to keep me from having an outbreak forever. No, 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 no. That's not always the case for everybody. And I don't want you to, in your mind, if you think that you look at it as like a cure, it's not a cure, it's assisting you. And you also doing whatever else you need to do to keep whatever's triggering it at bay as too. But the supplement is best used with learning what causes, managing what causes your outbreak. When you do both of those, you reduce your outbreaks. But those supplements are good. If you're looking for those supplements, go to my Amazon store. Wherever you are, you can get them from Amazon. Belize, bit/Belize Spivey, all lowercase. And you can get that. Let me get back to you about that question. Helps without outbreaks. I'm not sure. It's the first time I ever had that question. That is a good question. I'm not sure. I'm about to write it down, and I will surely get back to you, because I'm not sure. First time that I got stumped, y'all. I don't get stumped often, but I'm not sure. And I'm not ashamed to say that I'm not sure, because I never heard that one before. Hey. And since you asked me that question, please leave me your email, and I'll email you that answer, because I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure at all. So, but let me do some research, and best believe I'll find out for you. I'll ask around to make sure I get a proper answer for you. Okay. Hello. Hey, y'all. Hey. Oh, it's your first time. Welcome. I'm really excited to have you. So right now, if you're new, and for all the new people, everybody who came in, we're just asking questions. So, whatever question you may have, you have the ability to put it in the comment section and ask whatever you want to ask. I will not say your name. I'll just read out the question, and because it's recorded and will remain on my page. No, and think about it. Mom, why are you yelling? She's so loud. But and I'll answer your question for you. So any other questions, guys? Make sure you leave your email for me so I can find that information for you. I don't want you to not know the answer. So I have to look that up. I don't know. So while we speak, I may look it up now, because I'm pretty good at researching, y'all. I'm on the internet too. Any other questions, y'all? Any more questions? Oh, some people swear by it. Well, my whole thing is you got to try stuff to see. You have to, I'm going to say you do what you feel like is best. I want to say that. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't put it down there. Not in my genital area, I wouldn't, I wouldn't do it, but everybody's going to do what they feel like is best for them. But you're the first person who brought that up. But, we're in the herpes world, and people do so many different things. But I haven't heard anybody ever use it. And I'm not going to lie, some stuff you got to be careful what you put in your private area, okay? So that's just my only concern So, but if you can find something, it's okay to put it down there. And I say go for it, but that's the first. It's the first, but hey, people swear by a lot of things, but that don't mean it's going to help you. I can say that. Hey, been trying to catch you. Hey, trying to catch me for what? What you trying to catch me to do? You been trying to catch my lives? Well, you here now. Does it make your whole body itch? It can. This virus can cause your body to itch. That could be one of your symptoms. It can make you feel like a creepy feeling too, like something crawling all over you, or tingling, or spikes in your feet. Like, if you ever, you was little, you used to jump down, you feel like those little spikies in your feet. It can feel like that too. Or you can have like itchy all over. Do you think they'll ever have a cure? If we force them to. If we work on it, we would. Just like HIV has PrEP now, and they're to a place where anybody who have HIV can, if they're taking their medicine and doing what they need to do, they can be undetectable and not pass the virus. So why can't we? The only reason why we don't have anything is because we're doing nothing. As a community, we're not doing anything. We don't speak on it. Like, herpes shouldn't be like this big plague to people when they hear the word. Cold sores and fever blisters shouldn't be getting more rep, and our name is not associated. The herpes is not associated with it. It's crazy that we see these commercials of Abreva and they don't say nothing about herpes. They just said cold sore and fever blisters. People really do believe, and I did a post about that. Is that cold sores and fever blisters is dissociated or not associated with herpes simplex virus when that's the word. First of all, cold sores and fever blisters is classified as a skin condition. So, with that being classified as a skin condition, you're not even saying what the real name of the virus is. So, many people don't even know that cold sores and fever blisters is herpes. And that's crazy. And I feel like it would all change if we put a name to what you quote unquote classify as normal. It's irritating, y'all. Y'all don't understand. But I feel like if we want to see a difference, like we don't see the difference in HIV community, we got to do what the HIV community did. We got to fight for it. We got to put money up for it. We're going to have to find people who want to speak on it, not just a couple of us who are. It got to be way more done in our community. And honestly, we're scary. Like, we're real scary. We're so scared, and we're dealing with the shame so much that a lot of us are just scared to even speak on it. So that kind of just adds to our struggle because sometimes people just don't want to speak up. They kind of just want to focus on them, living a normal life. But I feel like if you want to live a normal life, let's do what we need to do for as a whole so we all can get a better, life pertaining to, controlling the outbreaks or preventing transmission and things like that, just like HIV. I want to get to a point where we're undetectable too. And we can't pass the virus as long as we, if we have to take a medicine or they can give us a shot or whatever. I would love that. To me, I'm cured in my mind because if I can't pass the virus, I'm good. Type thing, so yeah. It's going to require us to do something. And CarMax. Because many people don't know, I have so many people, like African Americans, I'm going to so true. We wear CarMax like it's lip gloss, okay? And people don't realize that CarMax do not moisturize your lips. It dry your lips out. You know why? Because it's supposed to dry out cold sores. So the people who always put CarMax on every like 10 minutes, it's because it's supposed to dry your lips out. CarMax is not a moisturizer. I'm going to be honest, it's not. That's why you put it on so many times. You wonder why you go through a couple of jars? It's because it's supposed to dry your lips out. It's not supposed to moisturize it. You need a moisturizer. That ain't it. It may help your lips be smooth, but it dry your lips out over time. My question is, if a child is born with herpes eye infection, does the child have the virus? I mean, how other way would they have the herpes eye infection? I mean, this virus is given to you through skin-to-skin contact. The only way that child got that, they end up coming in contact with an outbreak when it will come through the birth canal. So the child has the virus because they have it in their eye. There's no other way to say they have the virus if they don't have the virus. You know what I mean? How can you reduce monthly outbreaks? It depends on what's causing your monthly outbreaks. Is your monthly outbreaks because of your menstrual cycle? If that's the case, ain't much you can do. The most you can do is gear it up and try to cut it short. if that's the case. But if your monthly outbreaks doesn't have nothing to do with your menstrual cycle, then you need to figure out what's causing that outbreak every month and reduce it. Hey, love bug, how are you? Good questions, guys. Y'all doing really good. Good questions. Really good questions. Really good questions. Really good questions. Anybody else? Anybody else? My next video is going to be about triggers. Because a lot of people don't understand that herpes don't just happen. It's triggered. I don't know what caused it. I only had one, which was in 2013. Well, my whole thing is, if you ain't had one since 2013, you ain't triggering it. And keep doing whatever you're doing now, so you won't have another one. If you're not having outbreaks, you're doing something right. I'll just maintain what I'm doing now. But if I understand you want to know what can cause an outbreak. What can cause an outbreak is stress, hormonal imbalance, lack of sleep, friction from sex or friction from clothes. If anything keep rubbing against your skin, it can cause friction and cause you to have an outbreak. Chocolate, nuts, junk food, alcohol. That's it. Those things can cause an outbreak. Can I breastfeed? Absolutely. This virus is not in your blood. It's not in your fluids. They have everything to do with your nervous system. It has nothing to do with your fluids. I breastfed both of my babies. Going through all of those, LOL, I just don't know. You don't have outbreaks. You haven't had an outbreak in 2013. It's 2019, sweetie. Whatever you're doing, don't worry about it. I know this may sound crazy. Don't worry about having an outbreak. You don't want one. I'm being honest. Like, I think sometimes as women, I'm about to call us out. As women, we are the most want to experience certain type of women I don't understand why we worry about what we don't want. I'm just going to be completely honest. I have learned this about us as women. We get so infatuated with wanting to know, but you don't even want to really experience it. So my whole thing, since you don't want to experience it, why worry about it? I understand you want to be educated. You are educated. I just told you what can cause it. That's all you really need to know. But at this point, you're not having it. You haven't had it since 2013. But women, we get infatuated with wanting to know everything and feel everything and want to know everything. And now you're worried about what you ain't even experiencing. Girl, chill. Chill. You don't want this life. Outbreaks suck. I had 4 outbreaks this year. 4. January, February, March, and April. Y'all. I only typically would have 4 outbreaks a year. But I was so stressed out. I was not getting sleep. It was the hell. It was hell. It was irritating. I wanted to throw the whole vagina away. Irritated. And the butt. Just take it off. I don't want it. I was irritated. You don't want this life. I'm trying to tell you. You don't want it. Breathe. Being so serious. Okay. I'm doing good, and my niece wants to know how much you charge. She just had itching pains in her arms and legs, and she want to know lemon balm help. She wants to know what she can get. Okay, so if she wants to talk to me, my sessions range from $45 for an hour all the way down to $10 if she wants to simply explain her results. If she just got a question, I do those for $25. So she can do a session. If you want to book a session, it's www.overcomingrthestigma.com. And lemon balm is the truth. It's the truth. So she got that itching and itching and pain. Depending on where it is, if it's on her mouth or on her genital area, she can apply it, and it is going to work miracles. Now let's talk about this nerve pain, and this arm pain. Guys, look, I have not figured out what to do about that yet. It's some people, that's their only symptoms. And it's so hard because some people have that constantly going on. I want to tell you why it's constantly going on, because your body is constantly like fighting with this virus. Like, it can trigger off. And some people got some other issues that they didn't know they had pertaining to nerves. sciatic nerve or had another condition pertaining to nerves, and it kind of like kicks it off even more. But the most you can do at this point is like taking pain medicine. I'm not gonna lie, always go to your doctor and talk to a specialist for nerve pain. Don't go to just your primary. They just gonna give you some cooped up, like doped up, like pain meds. And honestly, guys, we know pain meds are not good for your kidneys long term. So that's not gonna work forever. But I would say go to a specialist pertaining to it and see if they can kind of like give you something pertaining to it. But I can say, as much as I've been dealing with, like talking to people, we haven't figured out what we can do pertaining to this nerve pain yet. Like I don't. We still trying to figure that out. Something that you can take that's safe, and something that can help it. But we're still trying to figure out like how to reduce that nerve pain. Like, and this is the reason why we got to do something, because some people, the nerve pain is unbearable. It's very much unbearable, and it's going on consistently for some individuals. And I'll tell you, if you got it going on consistently, then the virus is constantly active. It's active. If you feel any type of symptoms, the virus is active. And for some people, that's very discouraging, because it's like, I have this all the time. But I also want to tell us something. Everything you feel ain't herpes related. So my whole thing, if you know you had issues before, or you felt this and it seems like just since I had this virus, it came on, go to a specialist to make sure you don't have any other problems going on with you. Because a lot of people are developing other problems, and this could be a symptom of another condition. So don't just write it off, it's herpes. Everything ain't herpes, y'all. So my whole thing, don't write it off, especially if it's happening for a long period of time. Make sure you go to a specialist to make sure that that is exactly what it is. Because if it's not, then at least you'll be able to catch whatever that is, and go ahead into treatment for whatever that is. Okay, guys. Can I have natural births? Absolutely. I had both of my kids natural. The main reason why most people are concerned about, or doctors are concerned about, you having a baby with herpes, is if you're going to have an outbreak. If you have an outbreak during your labor, you got to have the C-section, and your baby still won't get it. This virus, I'm going to say this again, this virus is not in your blood. Yes, you get tested for the blood, but they're not looking in your blood. They're looking for antibodies. If anybody know about antibodies is developed when your body's trying to fight something off. So now, when they test you, they're looking for the antibody count. And the antibody count got to be above a 1.09 or above to say it's positive. So my whole thing, they're just trying to see if your body been trying to fight off herpes simplex virus. Okay, they try to look for the strand that it's trying to fight, and if it's over or over 0.9, then you're positive. But most important, like if you're not having an outbreak during your labor, then you're fine. I had both of my kids natural. Now I'll tell any ladies, when you're pregnant, you get your third trimester, it's nothing wrong with taking that Valtrex. Even throughout your pregnancy, you can take Valtrex. Make sure your doctor prescribes you the milligrams that they want you to take. I wouldn't suggest you just pop the pills you got at the house. Okay, you got a baby in there. Okay, even though this medicine is safe, you still want to make sure your doctor gives you the milligrams and the instructions that how they want you to take it. And I know as much as people are like, I can't stand doctors, I understand that, but they know more than you. And you want a safe baby, you want a healthy baby. So my whole thing is, make sure if you want to take medicine, antivirals throughout your pregnancy, which you can, that you make sure you talk to your doctor about it and let them prescribe you whatever they're going to prescribe you. If you want to do it just at your third trimester, let them prescribe it. Don't just take what you have at the house. At that time, they gave you what they felt like they can give you because you wasn't expecting anything. But now you have a kid. Make sure you let them know that, and you can go from that point. But it's safe. It haven't been any issues. There's no reports saying that it caused any disformities or anything like that. If that was the case, guys, just know it'd have been said. It would have been said. I think sometimes we feel like just because it's not so much information, I said this earlier for my individuals who are new, just because the information is not so normalized for us, or the information doesn't seem so clear, doesn't mean they wouldn't tell you. CDC would have said something if it was issue. American Sexual Association would have said something if it would have been an issue pertaining to a child. They will bring it up. They bring it up about gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, HIV, Hep C, A, B, C, B, and C. Okay? Syphilis too, guys. So at the end of the day, if they seen, based off reports, based off documentation, based off the research they received, if they seen an issue, they would have wrote it down. But it's no information there. And you can go to CDC now and you can read about being pregnant, and they'll tell you it's safe. It's no issues. They haven't seen any problems with it. LOL, that's true. Oh, does Dr. CB products work? I don't know. I never used them. I know people who don't use it, but I don't know anybody who used it for herpes. So I can't speak on that. I know people who just use the products because I watch them on YouTube. And they seen a big difference in how their body feels. But I haven't met anybody who, I haven't met nobody who can afford Dr. CB's products and use them. I'm just gonna be honest. Now I know some young ladies who have went to a holistic doctor, whatever, and did natural products, and it really got them to a point where they were having outbreaks at all. I know that with some clients of mine, but that's it. I don't know. I can't speak on Dr. CB products because I don't know anybody who used them. I just knew people who use private holistic doctors. LOL, that's true. LOL. Okay, sweetie, I'm sure I will let her know. Thank you so much. Gems. Okay, cool. Hey, my question is the virus a nervous system virus that comes out of the skin? That's it. The virus attaches to the nerve ending. So basically, our skin is the transmitter, or I could say, or as the host, quote unquote. So the virus comes to the skin, and then the skin comes to the skin, and the virus go through the skin. As we know, the skin has multiple levels. It go all the way down. It hit the nerves and it attach to the nerve endings. And this virus likes to go into another cell, quote unquote, or nervous, and literally copy itself. But then it can go dormant and you won't know it's there. So this virus is a little complicated. So I would like to say the same way that we know about chickenpox, herpes simplex virus work just like chickenpox. If somebody is active with chickenpox, you come in contact with somebody who has chickenpox, you end up getting the virus. As we know, chickenpox still lives in our body. Even though we were given the vaccination, also chickenpox stay there. And chickenpox can turn into shingles, okay? Because it's the same type of virus. It's just escalated to the full. So if you ever had chickenpox or had the vaccination of chickenpox, you can get shingles. And if you ain't never had chickenpox, you can get chickenpox again. I think I had chickenpox once, but I can get chickenpox again. I'm going to tell you, chickenpox as an adult ain't no joke, okay, compared to it is as a child. And shingles is painful. I know a lot of women who had it. I know if elderly people have it, it's taking them out because the pain is excruciating because it's typically on their backs and stuff. It's really excruciating. It's bad, guys. I'm not even gonna lie, it's bad. But the same way that chickenpox, you know that chickenpox work. Herpes simplex virus, the same. It's all under the same family. It's all under the same family. Okay. Wow, I feel much better. Thank you. You're welcome, sweetie. What if I have type 1 and 2 down in the genital? Will I get a cold sore, or it doesn't matter if it's in my system or in my system? No, I want us to understand wherever your outbreak site is your outbreak site. Just because the virus is here, it doesn't mean it's going to pop up nowhere else. Where you contract it is where it is. Where you contract is where it is. So I have a lot of people like, well, I have the virus. Is it here? No, it's where you contracted it. So if both of them are down there, that's where they at. You're not going to get cold sore. That's not where you transmitted it. That's not how you contracted that virus. Okay? And for my individuals who never had an outbreak and you end up just getting tested, you don't know your outbreak site. And you won't know until you have an outbreak. It's no way in absolute science to tell you where your outbreak site is. They can't figure it out. Just want to tell you that. I know that's kind of like, sucky, but at the end, they can't. You have to have an outbreak. And that's why many doctors say, hey, have an outbreak for me to kind of know where it is. Or have an outbreak for me to know for a fact that you have it. And I know that sucks. It's like, I don't want to get herpes for you to tell me that I have herpes. I know, I see it, type thing. But they want to confirm that that's where it is. They can tell you where it is. And they know for a fact it is. Because I'm going to be honest, many doctors don't respect the fact of just the testing. Because at the end of the day, many doctors are nervous. And it's different things out there. Different medical articles talk about that. when they test you for herpes simplex virus, that the antibodies that being popped up can be chickenpox, or it can be shingles or other things like that. They can kind of coincide or whatever. So they're thinking like, some people may be saying they're positive. It's just because they got the vaccination of chickenpox in them or whatever like that. So they're saying that they're really positive, but they really don't have it. They have chickenpox, but it's looking like they have herpes simplex. So look, okay, this is the information that is just like everybody's kind of fighting, but this is my mindset. We ain't looking for the chickenpox virus. When they test me, they looking for the herpes simplex virus, okay? So my whole thing is, if I'm looking for a certain strand, another strand shouldn't come into contact. Now, my medical professionals, they'll argue with me about it. You're the professional. I'm going to let you have it. But at the end of the day, I'm also a believer in just looking at it like, okay, if you're looking for a certain strand, then how would another strand affect the other strand? You know what I mean? Even though they're under the same family. But if I'm looking for chickenpox, why would herpes simplex virus show up? Is that's not what you're looking for. Same for diabetes. Why would cholesterol show up? Like, my whole thing, you're testing me for something in particular. This is my argument. This is no documentation. This is my argument now. This is my opinion. And I'm sure there's other people's opinions, because we read so much different stuff, especially if you're a researcher or you're just in groups and stuff like that, and y'all may have a small debate or people are asking questions. But that's one of the main reasons a lot of doctors don't like to test, because based off what they're learning or what they've been hearing, they're nervous that these tests can be the IgG or IgM test, which are the blood tests, can be coming up like incorrect, because they believe that the test can be picking up the same any type of herpes virus, and that's a concern for them. Even though they still do it, they still are concerned. That's why they want to see it, so they know it's that, so they can classify it as that. A swab is very beneficial, because they swab it and they go look to make sure that's what it is. And that's what they do when they see it. They swab it, which is very accurate too. But who wants to wait to have an outbreak to have it? I feel like it's a difficult way to prevent from getting it. Like, how would I don't think that's safe sex in no shape or form if I'm waiting to get something. Like, how, that's not safe sex. That's not what they taught us. Safe sex is get tested. You're basically telling me not to get tested until I get it. That's not preventative measures at all. Hey, thanks for answering my question. Absolutely. Is it a coincidence seeing seeing the virus? I have never had herpes 1. What you mean, never had herpes 1? Have you never had any outbreaks? Is that what you're asking? I mean, you don't have to have outbreaks. I want to say that to you guys. You don't have to have outbreaks. Just because you have a type doesn't mean you have to have it. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Type 1 and type 2 can be oral genital. I really want us, like, the information is so outdated online that it's irritating, because they keep saying that type 2 is just genital and type 1 is just oral. That's not true. That's not true. If you perform oral sex on people, you can get either type. And that's the thing that we keep forgetting. If you perform oral sex and they got type 2, you can get it in your mouth. If you got type 1, you can get it down there. It's just that. It's just that. So the old way was classifying type. Oral was 1, genital was 2. But that's not the case anymore. A lot of people are performing way more oral sex than ever before, which I think they were doing it back then. But at the end of the day, like, that was a way to classify. And now that classification really doesn't work for us anymore, because things are different. And so it could be anywhere. Good questions, guys. I'm enjoying. Any other questions? Concerns? Welcome to everybody who just came on. We're just asking questions. Any questions that you may have, please post them below. It doesn't matter what you want to ask, just ask. This is a great opportunity for you to ask what you want to ask. So take advantage of it and ask questions. Ask questions. Guys, I got a new driver's license, as everybody. Look, that thing fancy. Like, driver's license. Hey, boo! That's my girl. Hey, girl. Yay. You're supposed to call me back. You didn't call me back. But the Georgia driver's license don't got fancy, y'all. It looks totally different. Like, hold on, let me show y'all my other one. It's crazy. Big difference. Big difference. Totally different. They don't change things completely. It got a peach on it. Well, I had a peach on the other one, but I lost so much weight, guys. I look at the picture like, oh, I was so fat. Jesus Christ. Nobody want to tell me I got fat? Nobody want to tell me I got fat? Nobody? Okay, you'll call me when we got flying. Okay. Nobody going to tell me that I was gaining some weight? I know that, but you could at least say, Belize, you know. You ain't got to tell me. My mom was constantly telling me that I got fat. Y'all didn't have to do it. My mom was telling me. She don't discriminate on telling you you're fat. I think the hardest for me is not being educated. What I know, like me, is that when I got my results, I knew like I could have been around nobody, hug, even bump against someone. I thought I was at risk. Absolutely not. And I mean, the fact of when you're not educated, that's what you're going to think. You're going to think just because of skin to skin contact that I am contagious of every area of my skin, but that's not true. And the good thing is that you are here and you have me and, you know, other herpes activists to help you to answer all your questions. But if you're at a place where you still feel like you still have questions, and I'm not saying that it may be the same questions, but you need it to kind of break it down or explain it more, do a session with me and I'll break it down more. I have an ask a question session that we can go more in detail. And you can do that at www.overcomingrthestigma.com. That's for anybody, because sometimes it's like, okay, but I just need to ask it a different way, or I just need to explain why I feel what I feel, or things like that. Because I can talk to some people and they're like, well, I still need to be educated. I said, what else do you want to know? And sometimes it's not that they're not educated. They're just still trying to, their emotions are kind of like off, or they're feeling like still discouraged about like the whole situation in general, because it's like, I'm still can't believe I'm here, or it's some questions that you want answered that's really not, some questions are just not impossible to answer, or not possible to answer. And it's just that you don't like that uncertainty feel, and you kind of sometimes you need to talk to somebody, say, girl, you okay, you're not crazy, or guy, you're not crazy for feeling what you're feeling. I want to tell that for everybody here. You're not crazy for feeling uncomfortable. You're not crazy to feel sad. You're not crazy for any of that. You're not crazy. It's irritating. This virus can really like hit a goddamn nerve, you know, just because the information is so like vague. No lie, it's vague. And that's why I try my best to kind of break it down and give y'all so many different analogies and, you know, try to compare it to different things so it kind of click, because this virus don't make sense. It just don't. It don't make sense in no shape or form, okay? Do you think the first outbreak is the worst looking? Because at the moment we don't know what's going on, because I never had an or outbreak. So I felt like me knowing ahead wouldn't be as bad looking. It's not true. Like, everybody outbreak is different. Now, I know you read this offline, because offline typically tell you your first outbreak is the worst outbreak. Listen to me, y'all. If I can tell you, if I can let y'all be little birdies onto my calls, I have so many people who never had any pain. Like, they had outbreaks and it wasn't painful. Some people, all the outbreaks was itchy. And that's it. Like, some people, they never hurt. So the misconception that your first outbreak is the worst is not true. Some people, their worst outbreak is 5 years down the line, just because they're under a lot of stress and their body is different, things of that nature. So my whole thing, that's not true. Every outbreak is not. The first outbreak is not the worst. Now, for me, my first one was sucked like crap. It hurt. It was nasty. It was blistery. It was horrible. But that's not everybody's story. So my whole thing is like I said, based off research, they go and they research people, and they typically are finding people who are having bad outbreaks, their first outbreak. But that's not everybody's story, because you're not, quote unquote, you're not getting, you're not doing a survey on everybody. You're doing a survey on a certain amount of people, a certain age bracket, a certain area, and a certain race majority of the time that you're picking out. So I want us to understand when we see these stats are very much, what's the word? Very much structured of what they're looking for. Okay. Or they'll get like a lot of information in and they try to section it off as best as they can. And I'm going to tell you, it's not always a good representation of any group or the whole truth, because that's just not the truth for everybody. So they stamp it as true, but that's not the truth. So when it don't happen to you and your outbreaks are not like that, you assuming that you don't have herpes, but you got a feeling it is, but you like, well, it still don't line up based off the research, based off what I'm reading. So my whole thing is, I see what they did, but I gotta understand that they gotta see that that's not always the truth. And I wish like we can change a little bit and say, well, many people outbreaks are, first outbreak is the worst, but yours can be different where you may not experience pain at all. And it can look like da 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 da. And it could be your misconception would think, like things like that. Wording is everything, y'all. And I think sometimes with, medical, they try to, like, when they word things, they're trying to play a, like, tiptoe around things, not understand that we're humans and we don't understand what the heck you're talking about. And we're looking for certainty. We're not looking for uncertainty. But they're trying to play the field because they know things can change at any moment, depending on any person's situation can be different. So things I had to learn over time, just reading that chunk. I'm like, that don't make no darn sense to a regular person. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a regular person. So I'm able to read between the lines. But if you don't know anything about medical terminology or how they like come up with their research and stuff like that, you would get pissed. You would get really, really pissed. Really, really pissed. I used to hate reading stats and understand that junk in school. It sucked. But it benefited me today. Never. You are beautiful no matter. Thank you. You look good. Thank you. I needed a breakdown and you're doing it now. Thank you, love. You're welcome. Also, is it like you're disclosing your information that others look at you now? Like they're discussing, I disclosed to a very close friend, and after they didn't want me drinking cups at her house. She's not educated. Plates, forks, and all. And just know I lost a friend made me upset because I felt judged and I knew I didn't need that anymore. People don't understand, and I understand you ain't gonna know what people gonna do until you disclose. I know we get into things like, well, I want to have a friend and I want to disclose to them, but for you to disclose to your friend and they didn't take the time to educate themselves, I'm sorry, you don't need that type of damn friend. I'm just gonna be honest. You don't need that type of person in your life, because for me to tell you something that's so like very much hard and was scared to be judged, you did exactly what I was feared you were going to do, especially for somebody who know me very well, know all my business on different situations, and to treat me differently made me feel some type of way. They didn't do no research, and honestly, I know as much as it upset you, made you mad and hurt your feelings, I'm happy they gone. I'm happy they gone, because at the end they didn't take not one moment to think like, I may be scared, but why would I treat my friend different? I know my friend is not going to just purposely put me at risk. That mean they did really, what type of friend were they? I'm going to be honest. And I know we don't like to get our feelings hurt, but sometimes you can get your feelings hurt, let you see how people really are and realize how they really feel about you, because that wasn't your friend. As much as you thought they weren't your friend. Friends don't do stuff like that. They don't do that stuff like that. I don't been in a situation. I got a friend who got HIV, and I don't care. I sleep at her house. I eat, have food. I'm not concerned because I know she take care of herself. I am far from worried about getting the virus for her. Far from worried. I'm more worried about the person who don't want to get tested. I'm more worried about people who don't know their status. It ain't the people who know their status that you should be worrying about. Truthfully, we're way more cautious. Way more cautious. What about bedding and washing your clothes? Girl, this virus is skin-to-skin contact, y'all. This virus is skin-to-skin. I'm going to say this again. This virus is skin-to-skin contact. This is a virus. That's another thing. This is a virus. Let's go back to biology. As we know, a virus cannot live without a live host. Clothes are not live. Utensils are not live. Now, my thing is, a virus can get on certain things. For example, utensils or things like that. And the only thing that's holding that virus is just your saliva. But it's not going to live long. Okay, so that's where you hear some doctors like you say, don't drink after people, or don't use the same utensils, but put it in some soap and water and it's gone. It's gone. It don't live long. And I'm going to tell anybody, truthfully, a lot of people shouldn't be eating after folks anyway. The mouth is the nastiest thing. Because we put our hands in our mouths and stuff all day. We need to be more worried about bacteria. Now that's the issue. That is the issue. But at the end of the day, like, no, this virus do not hold on to any of that. Towels, toilets, all of that stuff. No go. No go. This needs a live live hosts. And we are the live hosts. You're welcome, sweetie. We're the live hosts. Without us, it dies. Bacteria can live on any surfaces for a good bit of time. That's why, we think about flu season and they were like, wash your hands and clean off your surfaces. And, if you have the flu and you're in your bed, they tell you to wash all your sheets because that virus can live there. Flu. Well, I won't say it's a virus, but it can live there. That virus is a little bit different, So they, like when you get sick, they always tell you to wash everything and stuff like that because it kills it. Kills it. But this is skin to skin contact. Skin to skin contact. Okay. If you have a man that you are close to and you tell him that's why I boil my utensils. That's fine. You can boil whatever you want to boil. I mean, a virus is gonna die as soon as you put in some hot water, some warm water. There's nothing wrong with bleaching everything. There ain't nothing wrong with that, y'all. I'm not knocking none of y'all. That's stuff that we are taught to do. You're supposed to wash your, you boil stuff. You're supposed to. It's nothing wrong with that. Same way if you go out to eat. I tell, bring me some hot water. Y'all ain't cleaning stuff. Give me hot water. There's nothing wrong with that, y'all. I don't want y'all to feel bad for doing none of that. Do it. Do it. It's a habit. Yeah, my mom used to put a little bleach in water all the time. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's some stuff out here, some bacteria out here that'll eat your flesh. It's some stuff out here that ain't no joke. It can really make you sick. So guys, yeah, be careful. Pertaining to, it's just be careful, period. But for us, that's not a big issue because this virus doesn't function that way. It doesn't function that way at all, y'all. Any other questions, guys? We're hitting up on an hour, so I didn't want this video to be super, super long, especially for individuals who want to kind of like hit the replay. Still don't want to disclose. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to disclose. You just won't be in a relationship either. That's just reality. Like, guys, you have to disclose in relationships. And you want a relationship, but you don't want to disclose. Well, if you don't want to disclose, then you can't have a relationship. So that means you need to figure out how to disclose. I have a whole series on disclosing. I broke it down. And then you still have me to help you with the disclosing. But half of y'all, it ain't the wording. It's because you scared. My whole thing is your fear ain't going nowhere until you do what you got to do. A no ain't going to kill you. I'm going to tell y'all, rejection ain't killing nobody. Some people are taking their lives because they reject. It's because you don't want to deal with reality that nobody want to deal. If they don't want to, that's fine. That ain't the whole world. This ain't a deal breaker for everybody. I'm going to say something, especially to my women. We don't know how to deal with rejection because we ain't used to it. We ain't used to hearing no. We ain't used to none of that. So as soon as we talk to one dude that we like and we all into him and he tell you no, oh my God, nobody want me. Stop saying everybody don't want you. That one dude just didn't want to deal. That's fine. He has the right to choose. Stop linking that everybody do it. I literally talk to clients and she's like, well, nobody would accept me. I said, who's nobody? How many people you talk to? 2. Girl, that ain't nobody. They ain't everybody. Everybody is not everybody. Look, ladies. Stop doing this. Like, I really want to tell you. You ain't talked to nobody. You ain't told nobody nothing. 1 person, 2 people, 3 people. You letting 2 or 3 people determine your whole life. You say you want to get married. You say you want to have kids. So you going to let this boy over here stop you from having it because he just told you no? Girl, really? Are you really that easily discouraged? Because if you do, you need to look, we need to talk. We need to talk. Because you ain't discouraged when you couldn't get that job, your feelings hurt and you apply for another one. You couldn't get in that school, you got discouraged and you apply for another one. People want kids, you couldn't get pregnant, you kept on till you had one. Last time I checked, you just keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on. But when it comes to dating for women, we are so easily discouraged with dating. Like, well, it's never gonna happen to me. You ain't doing nothing yet. You ain't even gave it a real try. I'm gonna be so real with y'all. Many women in their whole life ain't talked more than 10 women. Like, had no real encounter more than 10 men. And this is just something I'll notice over time. 10, not really over 10 men. Over in a lifetime, because you spend a lot of time being stuck on one. Some women, they don't mess with the same one for 5-10 years. And then get out of that one and be just distraught and can't get over it. And don't mess with nobody else for years more. Okay, ladies, we don't talk to a lot of people. Men do. We don't. We really don't. We really don't. You may talk to one, but that don't mean everyone is sexually encountered. And then you got your ones that you are sexual. And you got your people like me who are just like getting out there, getting it in. But everybody wasn't a relationship. It was just sexual. So just think about from a relationship stance. A lot of us haven't been in real serious relationships. And then when we get rejected because that's what you're looking for, you get discouraged. Get back out there and keep going. That's not the only person who is interested in you. And not the only one. And stop self-sabotaging. If somebody want to take you out, go. Do you think olive oil, oregano oil is a cure? Nope. It assists you with reducing your outbreak. It's no cure. Speaking for new clients or new to the virus, do you think it's just getting someone sick or give the virus when you don't even know you have it? Or how is it transmitted again? Like you said, education. Okay, I got to read it again. Speaking for new clients or new to the virus, do you think it's just getting someone sick or giving the virus when you don't even know you have it? How is it transmitted again? It's transmitted through skin-to-skin contact. You have to have an active virus, like the virus is active, you have an outbreak or you're shedding, you come in contact with that person and you are at high risk of passing the virus. Just because you're having an outbreak or shedding does not guarantee that that person will. Got it? And you're not making them sick, you're passing the virus. Not since last year. This is still fresh for me. Absolutely, it's fine for it being fresh. It's going to be fresh. This is something you never experienced. If you never experienced something, it's going to be difficult. I'm going to say it again. It is new. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. We're looking for this to be like, oh, I get over it. No, it's going to be difficult. Anything that you experience new is hard. All of it. And it takes you time to learn it. It takes you time to mentally learn it, emotionally learn it, and spiritually learn it. Because those are three different things. Many of you guys are mentally, you got this virus, you understand it, but emotionally and spiritually, you're wrecked. You can't get it. It's still not wrapping. You still trying to figure out why God, why. And then you got your emotion like, oh my God, my life is over. Literally, I'm telling you. Literally, guys, y'all got to get all three together. All three. A lot of y'all are focused on the mental, and I'm educating the hell out of y'all. So you can't say you don't have the education. You know what's you're messed up? It's your emotional, your spiritual that you need to get in line. Make sure everything's aligned. A lot of you are not all the way aligned. You focus on one and not focus on the other. If your emotions is the reason why you feel like you can't get it together, then focus on your emotions. Focus on your emotions. Get your emotions on the line. Like, get them together. Why is disclosing a problem if you accepted it? That don't add up. That don't add up. That, I'm going to tell you that don't, you can't say you accept this, but they can't disclose. You can't say you can't disclose. I got a lot of information on disclosure. It's so much information on disclosure. The question is, do you really accept each other? Because it's no way that you can accept yourself, but have a problem disclosing. That don't make sense, y'all. And I think sometimes we say things thinking it makes sense, but if you step outside of it, and I told you, I accept myself, but I accept myself, but I don't think I'm beautiful. No way. No way. Rejection comes and goes, sweetie. You can't control what people want to do for their life. That don't mean you're going to stop your life because you get a little rejection. You haven't been getting rejected all your life. And you still will. And it's going to keep happening. But that don't mean you stop living. We give rejection too much power. We really do. A no, it's not going to kill you. It didn't kill you for the job. It didn't kill you when your mama told you no. She told you no for a reason. A lot of these no's are saving y'all from a headache. You be wanting somebody to accept you so bad and find out he full of crap or she full of crap. Thank you, God, for a no. A no is a good thing. But we want a yes life. Yes. Every yes ain't a good yes. It's just not. Like me, I was and still a little nervous to be around people when I'm busy. I think of it. I have accepted because it's not going anywhere, but I'm dealing with it or self-care. I'll feel like I'm lost. My whole thing is you have to understand that the virus don't function like that. In your mind, you have made up in your mind that you feel like this virus, you can give it to people for just being around them. That's something you cooped up. Not because there's information stating that out there. It's because that's what you think. And you got to understand, you got to renew your own mind. A lot of you guys have your own narrative of how herpes work. Not because I'm not telling you, not because you're not reading it, not because you're not comprehending it. You just created your own narrative. And now you got to kill your own narrative that you created. Nobody created that, you did. Or somebody said something that was wrong and you believed it. But when somebody give you the right information, you can't accept that because you don't believe the other negative narrative or the wrong narrative for so long that you believe it. You got to change that. And it only requires you to change it. You got to change it. And remember what is true, not what is wrong. It's not true. But it's going to take you to do that. Nobody can do that for you. Nobody can do that. That's something you're going to have to work on yourself. So when that thought come up and you're around people and you're like, oh my God, I got this virus, you need to tell yourself, this virus, I'm not giving this virus to just be in their presence. It don't work like that. Sometimes you got to tell yourself, it don't work like that. Calm yourself down. Get yourself in check. Check your own thoughts. Because a lot of us are just letting our mind just, stop it. Get your mind in control. Your thoughts are your thoughts. Your mind is your mind and your thoughts are your thoughts. If those thoughts keep flowing because you let them keep flowing, stop them and say, nope, that ain't true. That's not how it works. Facts. Go based off facts. It don't work like that. I'm just scared. And it's okay to be scared. But at the end of the day, understand, to get out of the fear piece, you got to say the facts. A lot of y'all not saying enough facts. Say the facts. And get your emotion under control. You're such a motivation. No problem, love. Yes, mama, yes. I have accepted it. Okay, rejection, true. Everyone has the right to choose. I put it all out because I don't want to lie and feel like they have the right to deal with me or not. Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody has the right to choose. Let's be honest. Half of y'all on here never got a choice. But then y'all so scared to give a person a choice. Ooh, come on. You didn't have a choice, but you scared to give a person a choice. I'm sorry. That don't make sense, do it? I'm just going to let y'all marinate on that. Don't make sense, do it? You didn't have one. And now you scared to give somebody else one. Ooh, that's selfish, y'all. I'm gonna lie. That's so selfish. So selfish. So selfish. A lot of us don't realize that we're doing what other people did because we scared. I hear people say, I don't want to give nobody else this because I don't want them to go through what I'm going through. But you gonna put them through what you going through because you scared. And you gonna make mistakes out of fear. Fear will have you make the worst mistakes of your everlasting life. My worst mistake was messing around and having sex with people and having this virus and not giving them a choice. I didn't have a choice, but I turned around and did it because I was being selfish and I was scared. Fear will cause you to make the worst mistakes of your life. And you feel so crappy for it and you regret them and you're punishing yourself for it. Get out of fear, guys. You don't mess around and make mistakes that you feel like you can't recover from or will cause you, some negative outcomes because you did it out of fear. That's why they tell us fear, man. Fear ain't real, but it'll make your life real in a minute if you keep functioning in it and you make some decisions out of it. It will bring some bad consequences for you. And I don't want that for y'all. I don't want y'all to go through any of that. But I'm going to be honest. A lot of y'all going to go through that because fear has you in a chokehold. And you ain't taking the time to change your narrative. You're not taking the time to really look at your mindset and change it. A lot of y'all not doing that. And I ain't talking about just for herpes. I'm talking about just overall. The guilt of not giving somebody a choice is a heavy burden. Listen to me. The burden is heavier than many of you can bear. It's taking, literally, that guilt is holding people hostage. And that same guilt of scared to give it to them, it's heavy on both sides. It's heavy to not want to do it and it's heavy to do it. So my whole thing to kill that is to disclose. See, that's the middle. To kill that burden is to disclose and be honest with that person and give them the choice. So whatever they choose, you can't carry a burden that they chose. So whatever happens out of that, they made a choice. Clear decision. You don't want to carry a burden? Tell somebody. Tell them. Give them an option. Give them an option. Give them an option. Don't carry that berry, y'all. It took me a long time to get over that, y'all. Ooh, baby. It took me a long time. Because you beat yourself up so bad. And then you feel like you don't deserve to be with anybody or nobody. I don't want to put nobody else through that. That was wrong. You start looking at yourself as a bad person and all this stuff like that. Not something you want to deal with. Not something you want to deal with. Been there, y'all. You don't want to deal with it. It's very hard. And you wonder why you're still struggling. Because you made a decision like that out of fear. Now you need to just forgive yourself. A lot of you guys don't forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. It's not your fault fully because you end up getting an STD. You didn't have sex with yourself. Who else did you have sex with? You don't get this through masturbation. Come on, you didn't get it from yourself. So you're blaming yourself. I didn't know. Well, what you don't know is what you don't know. I should have known better. How? What you don't know is what you don't know. We beat ourselves up for the lack of knowledge all the time. As we know, the lack of knowledge can cause you to perish. But at the end of the day, guys, you can't beat yourself up for just simply not knowing. You're not all knowing. Nobody is but God. That's it. So we're all going to end up being, put in situations just because we didn't know. But when you do learn, you make better decisions from that point on. Everything is not your fault. I'm going to say that again. Everything ain't your fault. There's many situations that was not your fault. It just wasn't. And that's hard to bear because we're taught that anything happened to you is your fault. It's irritating. I hate that saying. Because it's not always true. The hardest thing was forgiving myself in light of church and being a Christian. You know what? I'm so happy you said that because honestly, the church is the body of Christ. So this church thing bothers my soul because I am a Christian. It bothers my soul because church is full of judgmental people at times. So this church, they're not even living off the word of God. They're living off their own insecurities and feeling like they better and being self-righteous. And I'm telling you, self-righteousness is killing folks in the church. Because you think you better. I'm sorry, last time I checked, all sin is the same. He don't care if it's one. It don't matter. It's all the same. All the same. And last time I checked, sin ain't taking you to hell. I'm going to tell you that. Sin is not taking you to hell. You know why you'll go to hell? I'm going to say this to anybody who is a Christian or who not a Christian. You're going to go to hell because you ain't accept Jesus Christ as your Savior. Sin ain't taking you. He died on the cross for everybody. Sinners, and everybody was sinners. Okay? You was born into sin. Everybody on this planet was born into sin. Period. Because Adam and Eve. That's it. So you ain't, literally, he had to come down and die on the cross because we were born into something we didn't even do yet. You didn't even get a chance to sin. You were just born into it. So he died on the cross for it. So that's not the reason why you go to hell. Literally, people are going to hell just because they don't accept. That's it. We need to kill that mindset. And the church is telling you, you're going to hell because you did this. You're going to hell because you did this. It's irritating my soul. Irritating my soul, y'all. But I understand how that can bother you because we get in church and say, don't have sex until marriage. Don't have sex until marriage. Let me tell y'all something. I had to do my own research with this, okay? I read my own Bible. I got into my own word to realize why sexual sin is an issue. Sexual sin is a big issue because it sins against your body. And I got a scripture up here saying, I am not my own. I was bought with a price. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. If anybody want to read it, go to 1 Corinthians 6:19-20. And it goes into sexual immorality. And this is the one sin that sins against your body. Your body. Your body. Like, at the end of the day, our body is not ours. It was bought with a price. Okay? The price was Jesus dying on the cross. So at the end of the day, that can really take us out because at the end of the day, we're getting entangled with somebody else. And as we all hear, soul ties and all these things like that. But if you read that word, it says sexual immorality is dangerous and flee from it. Flee from it. Flee. So I really want y'all guys to read that because it blew my mind. It blew my absolute mind. Blew my mind. And if anybody will read, like, it's also in there, and they talk about, oh, it's better to marry than to burn. They're not talking about burning in hell. They talking about just the desire. Like, the sexual desire is heavy. Like, we are born to want it, to want each other. Like, that's natural. And I want y'all to, like, literally stop praying against your desire. You're made that way. You were made to want another. Like, that's to want to commune. We were made that way. There's nothing wrong with having a feeling. You know? That's how it works. Like, you're gonna feel that. Especially if you have a connection with somebody, you love somebody, you know, that's a way that you want to show your affection with somebody. There's nothing wrong with that. But they know that sexual sin can cause some issues. Especially if you're connected to the wrong person. And that person is really not there to help you spiritually grow, mentally grow, emotionally grow, just grow, period. They can damage you. They can very much damage you. So, guys, yeah, I'm happy you brought it up, because these fake folks in this church, because everybody in the church ain't Christians, okay? Let me tell you that. The devil was an angel last time I checked. He was an angel too, y'all. He know how God worked too. He know the word too. He can fake it funk too, because a lot of y'all talk to the devil and don't know you talking to him. Some of y'all act like the devil and don't know it. You function with him, you his best friend, and you don't even know it. We're spiritual beings, guys. You work with good and evil all day long. All day long. You just got to check yourself to make sure what side you on. All day. So, I had to get that out, because that'd be bothering me, y'all. I hope I saved somebody's soul today, because the church got folks out here looking like fools. Read your Bibles, y'all. Read your Bibles. Read it for yourself. Read it for yourself. It makes a heck of a difference, because you're going to see it for yourself. The Bible's good. It'd be funny. They talk about prostitutes. A girl out here, they be out here getting it in the Bible, y'all. Them women be giving themselves away. They cheating on their husbands, y'all. Ooh, girl. Listen, the Bible is off the chain. I was like, yeah, she did what? She told her son to lie and go get the what? Telling y'all, that junk is off the chain. It ain't nothing new under the sun, y'all. Y'all want to know what's going on in your house? Read the Bible. I swear to God, it already happened. You'll be like, I can't believe she did that. Or I can't believe they did that. Can't believe it. So, anybody else have any other questions? My phone's dying, y'all. Any other questions, y'all? Boop, 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 boop. It should be a mandatory test. I want to tell you something. The only reason why it's not a mandatory test, because the test is so invalid sometimes. Like, it be up and down. And I talked about that earlier. That they're concerned that this virus is being picked up by other viruses. So they're thinking like, oh, if you don't have an outbreak, then who knows if you really have the virus. And these test results go up and down. As you know, you're going based off the antibody count. So your antibody count can be high. It can be really low. It can go high and go. It's fluctuating. Antibodies don't stay high. You know, if the virus is, you're not really trying to, you know, the body's not trying to fight off the virus, it's going to go down. So that's the thing. It's like antibodies are not valid. Like, they're not set in stone, stay the same, don't change. You know, so it's like we don't want to determine people test results, everybody in the world test results, in the U.S., we're going to say that, off of antibodies. We just don't want to do that, because we don't think that's solid enough, which I respect them for that, but I also feel like you ain't doing enough to make sure we have something solid, and that's where my problem lies. It's like, I understand why you did that, because you don't want people to get tested and it's not completely accurate, but you still didn't do anything to solve the problem. Now we still have a literally huge problem. Millions of people are getting herpes. Millions of people have herpes, and 80% of people don't know they have herpes. 90% of people don't know they have herpes, because you didn't come up with a solution. Didn't come up with no type of solution. And that's where my problem lies with them. Facts. Thanks. You're welcome, y'all. Check, check. Anybody else? I love talking to you guys. Y'all are awesome sauce. The next live is going to be about something very interesting. It's not herpes related. I will be talking about narcissistic personality disorder. It's time to talk about it. I know from experience, and I know many of you guys probably know from experience. So I'm going to talk about it on the next live, okay? So y'all come full force because we about to talk about it. I want y'all to share your experience. I want to share your expertise. I want you to share some articles because it's time to talk about this thing. Like a lot of people are with some narcissists or deal with narcissists in their family and they don't know why they have the issues they have now because a lot of you guys have dealt with narcissistic abuse and you have to heal from that. You have to. You have to. I had to heal from it. I still have days because that thing, it runs deep. It runs very, very deep. But when you're not aware of it, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Love is not enough for them. Don't care what you do. It ain't going to work. Don't think you can love a person to healing. Folks need help. And they need the first help is making the decision they won't help. And a lot of you, stop trying to make decisions for people. If they don't want no help, stop trying to force them to. They don't want it, they don't want it. You can't make decisions for other people. Stop trying. Leave folks alone. They don't want to do it, you walk away. And that's another thing. We're trying to force people to do what we want them to do. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. Leave them alone. That don't mean you got to stay. Okay? Okay, guys? You said, thank you, B. Can't wait. I can't wait either. That's going to be a good topic, y'all. I learned a lot about it. I'm still learning. I'm not no expert or anything like that, but I feel like, I have 16,000 something people on here. Best believe half of y'all already do this. But you had no clue what you had yourself into. Now people are talking about it, a lot of people who are like dating guys, like guys who talk about different things. They're talking about it, but I want to talk about it. Men are talking about it. I don't really see too many women talk about narcissistic personality disorder, and women, we need to talk about this because a lot of us are getting stuck. A lot of us are in relationships like that right now, and you don't know why you feel less than. You don't understand why he make you feel like crap, and he make it seem like you do everything wrong to him. And you trying to figure out, like, I do everything good to him. I love him. He don't love me back. He can't. He can't love you back. He's selfish. And it's deeper than selfishness. It's going to be live. I want to do that one live. I want to hear y'all talk. I want to really have a, really interaction. That's going to be live. I can't do that recorded. I want to do that live. Because I want to read people's stories and stuff and kind of stuff like that. That is going to be live. That's going to be a live video. It's going to be next Friday. Next Friday. So, yep. So that's going to be our next topic. So, guys, we are wrapping up. We're hitting about an hour and 30 minutes. So, I hope this helped you guys. I hope everybody learned something today. I hope I answered as many people's questions, even for my individuals who were quiet and may not answer a question. I hope I answered a question that you had or concerned about. If you do have questions and you just don't feel comfortable, make sure you do a session with me. It's not a biggie. You can do a quick ask the question session with me for 20 minutes. And well, I'm quick. Let's get it in. Let's answer those questions. If you feel like you want to do something longer, you can do an overcoming session with me for an hour. Also, guys, I also tell you, if you watch my other videos, that I offer just life coaching, basic life coaching for you guys as well. So, it don't have to be herpes related. If you have other things that's going on with you and you're just like, what, Belize, I want to talk to you about, figuring out a goal. I got a goal or I got some issues and I don't kind of know why. And I kind of want to just dig it up and see what I can do to move forward. And I'll assist. If I feel like you over my head, I will send you to a counselor. I know a couple, okay? I know a lot of good counselors. Yeah, so I have counselors that I can refer you to when, a situation is a little bit more complex. Y'all know I do have experience in mental health and different things like that, but I'm not licensed, so I never would take on something that is kind of out of my reach, or I see that you need more. I'm going to tell you need counseling. Many people that I do coach are in counseling as well, and I'm like, what your counselor say? Like, well, she saying the same thing you saying. Okay, are you gonna listen to us or not? We don't want a cord. You're the one who's not on the cord. So, guys, it's just very important that if you want to take advantage of that, that is available to you as well. And we'll be together for an hour and 30 minutes for those sessions. And that's on my website too. www.overcomingstigma.com as well. Um, can you have more guests? What you mean more guests? I mean, you can invite anybody to that one if y'all want to for that, but um, yeah, this is just live. I wish on these lives that I can invite y'all like I do with Instagram, but I'm gonna probably talk about this on Instagram too, so I can talk to my Instagram folks. But that'll be one that's people can come on and talk to me. So I'm gonna get that one up too, and I'll probably do that on a Thursday, but with them because I haven't been on Instagram live in a minute. But all right, guys, my phone is dying. You had some speakers before. Speakers before what? Are you talking about my support groups? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. Not quite sure what you're asking. I just want to make sure I can answer your question correctly. Sorry, I got to plug this phone up or it's going to die on y'all. Oh, you talking about my support groups? Yeah, I had somebody supposed to come on once before, but she wasn't able to get on, so I haven't really been inviting as much. But I do want her to come on because she's a relationship specialist. Well, she's a doctor. And she helps individuals like with dating and things like that. But I'm also going to start doing that again. So on the 3rd of this month, we're going to do another support group, and that's with video chat with Zoom. But I got to figure out who I want to come on. I'll think about it. Last time we did it, we talked about narcissistic personality disorder on the last one. It didn't record. I didn't record it. I just talked to the ladies about it. But I want to do it on my YouTube so it can stay because we need to talk about this, man. This junk is crazy. It is crazy, y'all. It is very much crazy. And I don't want y'all to be ignorant towards what's happening out here in these streets. And a man and a woman can be, but men are more prone to be narcissists than women. Is counseling covered by insurance? I'm a life coach. Life coaches are not covered by insurance. Counseling is because they're licensed. Life coaches, you pay out the pocket. Mm-hmm. Good question though. I get that question all the time. Like, are you covered by insurance? I'm not licensed. I'm a certified life coach, but I have to go to school and be a counselor or a mental health, counselor for me to be licensed, and I don't want to go that route. That wasn't my route that I chose. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So I love you guys. We'll hit our hour and 30-minute mark. So I love you guys. I hope all is well, and I will see y'all again. Y'all will see me on the recorded videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and make sure you come back on here on Friday at 9 p.m. because we're gonna talk. We really gonna talk, guys, and I think it's gonna be a really, really good conversation. I know it's gonna last more than an hour and 30 minutes. So all right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye. Yes.